Hello, guys. We're going to talk a little more about the social media lawsuit and everything going on. It started in 2019, by the way. These cases are shifting from a third-party content to like toward like a platform design, user experience, algorithm, features, and product liability. If plaintiffs succeed or companies settle, potential outcomes include large damages awards, changes in platform design, or more regulation. This is a rich area. The legal documents focus on how the platforms are designed for youth engagement, how internal documents allegedly reflect knowledge of harm, etc. So the litigation over social media harms to youth has moved from early complaints into large coordinated litigation, an MDL and many state suits, heavy discovery with judges ordering internal document production, including documents about influencer live streams like Eugenia and what happens on Mother's Day. I'm not sure if that video is still up. It might be if you want to check it out. It's on TikTok. It was a live stream. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Revoke might have it. I'm sure she does. High-profile new complaints, such as New York City's federal suit in October 2025, just days ago, and unfolding regulatory pressure abroad, with Australia's under 16 ban, where kids under 16 cannot be in any kind of contact, not even in the background, by December 10th. That starts. The bellwether test trials are scheduled to begin in late 2025, early 2026, and discovery has involved millions of documents and hundreds of depositions. So the next 6 to 12 months should be decisive in shaping settlements, platform changes, or judgments. In 2019 to 2023, early individual suits and investigations laid the groundwork for all of this. Regulators and researchers began focusing on youth mental health impacts of design and algorithm. And then 2024 to mid 2025, a large number of federal and state suits were centralized or coordinated into multi-district litigation and coordinated state court proceedings alleging product design defects, negligent design, public nuance, etc. The MDL and coordinated state litigation grew into the low thousands of actions in mid 2025. Wow, lots of people complaining. I wonder if this is like every time anybody reports. I wonder if this is talking about that too. I've reported a lot of things, especially with Eugenia. Judges settled early bellwether test cases, including several school districts, to go first to gauge juries' responses. These were slated for late 2025, 2026, and are intended to set a pattern for later trials or settlements. Cool. May 2025, plaintiffs sought internal TikTok records related to a May 2025 live stream from influencer Eugenia Cooney. She appeared visibly ill on camera. Could you imagine if something would have happened to her? If she has millions of people watching her all the time. If she were to have, it would have been so bad and traumatizing for so many people. That is why this is so important. A federal judge ordered TikTok to search for and produce specified internal documents about the incident and communications, marking an instance where narrow, sensitive internal materials were compelled. These orders show courts are willing to demand platform records that plaintiffs say show knowledge of harms. Right, they should have cut off that live stream. Well, she did cut it off, but anyway. It's a whole ordeal. She shouldn't have even been on there anyway. On October 8th through 9th, NYC filed a lengthy federal complaint accusing Meta, Snap, ByteDance, which is TikTok, and others of addicting children and creating a youth mental health crisis. The complaint includes claims like gross negligence and public nuance and amplified attention to municipal level litigation. Courts report millions of documents produced and hundreds of depositions. Expert witness lists have been approved in some coordinated proceedings. The discovery phase is central. Plaintiffs seek internal product design research, algorithmic testing and communications demonstrating what companies knew and when. So, Australia law bans social media use for under 16 unless platforms implement age verification or other steps. Meta, TikTok, and Snap publicly said they would comply with the law, and this regulatory move increases pressure on platforms globally, which may influence litigation and platform policies choices elsewhere, like here. They basically want to see what TikTok and Snapchat and all the Meta platforms, what they knew, like what they are promoting. Who are they pushing in the algorithm and who are they just ignoring? Because if you haven't noticed, it seems like some of the worst are platformed and some of the best are just left, just whatever, I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. It's all the algorithm. That's what they're saying. We need to fix this algorithm. So here's how the companies are responding. Motions to dismiss were filed in multiple cases. Companies push back on causation and free speech third-party content defenses. Some dismissal motions have been denied for certain claims, allowing expert testimony and design defect allegations to proceed. So all they would have to do is fix the algorithm. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know how all this works. Here's what we're going to watch for next. Bellwether trials, which are pretend trials just to see how the jury reacts, what they're going to say, do, and react to this, because this is kind of like a new thing. This is social media. Bellwether trial dates and outcomes, late 2025 or early 2026. Early trial results will heavily influence settlement talks and future litigation posture. Major document dumps or deposition transcripts, big reveals from discovery could shift opinion and legal outcomes. Regulatory rollouts, and whether, like Australia's enforcement steps, and whether regulators elsewhere follow suit. If other countries enact similar laws, platform compliance will be tested globally. Bottom line, this is a rapidly evolving litigation and regulatory front. The immediate leverage point is discovery. Courts are ordering production of targeted internal documents and preparing bellwether trials. The next 6 to 12 months are likely to show whether major settlements happen, platform design changes are required by courts or regulators, or the cases falter on causations or standing. So people are calling this the big tobacco moment. Like, people love social media, but it's also got a bad side. So there needs to be some regulations around it. That's all. That's all people want. I understand it is addictive. I get that. That's like the first thing people do. They wake up and they open Facebook. I don't. Well, I do sometimes, but I check my professional dashboard and then I get off because I don't like to deal with that first thing in the morning. But it's different when you're on the other side. Like, it's hard to deal with. But I do know people that get on there and scroll for hours. No hate to that at all. I mean, I used to do that too until I got sick of it. And because I'm posting and, have to, or I have to, I don't, but I like to. But it is a problem, and it is harmful for kids who look up to people like Eugenia Cooney, who obviously have a major problem that you can't really talk about, so you can't really bring it to light. I have to slouch so you can see me backwards. But you can't talk about it because then your video doesn't get pushed out. So it's like a taboo topic. And you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So I have reported her many times, and I'm wondering if this is part of that, if like all these mass reports that people do, if that has caused like this to happen. Somebody somewhere started this, and I want to know who, because thank you. Um, I'm sure it's going to work out well for the kids. They cannot be content. They cannot consent to content. They can't say at 2 years old, yeah, sure, post me crying in the corner, on the internet, so that when I'm 15 and in high school, a freshman in high school, my friends can see it and laugh at me. Don't do that. That's not a cool thing to do. It's embarrassing for the kids. And not only that, but like if you post your kids' faces, people can take that and their voices, they can take that and use it for nefarious reasons. Why would you even want to risk that? You shouldn't. And I know that I post my kids sometimes, but it's very rare. I try to keep it on the DL. But anyway, I'm going to let you go and go take care of my kids. I just wanted to let you know the updates in the case. I'm going to try and stay on it and update you guys here and there. Like, I've got blankets I need to fold on the bed, but it doesn't matter. Just wanted to let you know this. You guys have a good night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.